Sarah Marie, a legacy. Is that what you're really concerned with right now? Trying to leave a musical legacy behind? Um, that's a very difficult thing to do. I mean, music is fickle. Music changes rapidly from one generation to another. It morphs and evolves and just becomes something completely different. So, trying to become famous and leave a musical legacy behind, probably not something you should try to aim at. I mean, I know you're a musician and you're working hard to make your music and get it out there, but you got to stop and think. A couple of 100 years from now, even the most famous bands in the world, I'm not pushing my tits up here. I'm saying Muse, okay, even a band like Muse, forgive me, Sarah, but a couple 100 years from now, they'll probably be forgotten. I mean, if you stop for a second and think back to, say, 1813, can you really name a band or a song or a musician that was famous in 1813? Really, honestly, off the top of your head. And no fair going to Google and typing in music from 1813. Oh, here's a comment. Beethoven was famous. Wagner was famous. Wow, really? Be honest. Did you ever have you sat down with a friend today and went, I was listening to Beethoven on the radio, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right. Come on. So some of the music from a couple 100 years ago is still around and still famous and heard of, but the vast majority of it has gone by the wayside. And that's the way it is with music. So really, don't concern yourself with trying to leave behind a musical legacy, because that's a very difficult thing to do. If you want to leave behind a legacy, find yourself a good husband, have some kids, and those kids will have kids, and they'll have kids, and the line will carry on, and 500 or 1,000 years from now, people will go, great, 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 great grandmother Sarah, she was a musician. And that's the kind of legacy you really want to leave behind. Just be loved, love people, and care about people, and do what you love. I mean, I know you're concerned with you've only got 2,000 subscribers after years of putting yourself out there, but I'm sure there's even more talented people than you that have less subscribers. And then, of course, there's people out there who have all kinds of subscribers but aren't very talented, mainly because they associate with somebody else. I mean, just for example, say Luke Cuthbert. I mean, I love Luke. Luke is not sexy. He's great. I watch his videos all the time. He makes me laugh. But he'll go out with some friend of his who's got a YouTube channel, and he'll post videos of him with his friend, and people will see his friend and go, oh, I should subscribe to him. And all of a sudden, this friend of his has 30,000 subscribers, even though they're really not that interesting or funny or talented, because people are pack animals. They'll run with a pack and subscribe to somebody just because they're with a famous person. So don't concern yourself with just having a couple of thousand subscribers. Personally, I myself have like 280 subscribers, and to be honest, I would rather just have 28 subscribers who I got to know and have made friends with and care about, and would come to watch each of my videos and leave a comment and interact with me. That's a lot more important than you're having thousands and thousands of subscribers, really. And there's one other thing I wanted to hit on, and this is very important to me. But obviously you're sitting around this weekend and you're alone, and you probably had a few drinks and you're not thinking very straight, it would appear, and you've decided to go ahead and privatize some of your videos. Well, Sarah, I think this is a really big, big, big mistake. Uh, every video that you make, or me, or anybody else, I see that video as an open door, as an opportunity for somebody to come along and find you and get to know you and make friends with you. And that's really more important than, you know, having a subscriber, isn't it? I mean, every time you privatize a video, you're closing that door. You're making your world a little colder, a little smaller. Like the Beatles would say, "Hey Jude, don't make your world a little colder," because you really are. I mean, that's not a good idea to privatize. And I know you're concerned with the covers that you've done, and you're like, well, I did this cover and it didn't sound quite right, and it was kind of pitchy, or I blew a lyric or something. Well, stop and think. Even the most professional musicians, they'll do a cover, and they'll do it 15 or 20 times, or do a song 15 or 20 times, and finally they'll get the particular version that they like best, and they'll record that and sell it on their record or whatever. So don't take a video down because you don't like that particular one. Make a new one. Make a different one. Make multiple copies of the same song if you think the last one wasn't good, but don't take the old one away. And I say this mainly because I've got a friend here on YouTube, Kate, the Katester. I'll put a link in the description for those of you who don't know who she is. But I came across her like 3-4 years ago, just channel surfing, and found her channel and watched a video she did called Monkey Business. And it really made me laugh. And I just thought it was freaking hilarious. So I started sending her messages, and we started talking back and forth. And now she's a really good friend. But the thing is, if she had chosen to privatize that video, I would never have met her. And she said to me several times that she really didn't want to post that video. She was kind of embarrassed over it and didn't think it was that good, but she did it anyways, and I'm glad she did, because now I've got a new friend. So don't privatize your videos, Sarah, really. I think that's a huge mistake. A mistake in judgment. Don't do that. Well, of course, do what you want. It's your videos, but I think that's a bad idea. But, oh shit, I'm almost 8 minutes here, so I'm going to sign off. Cheers.